As you grow and evolve, your ability to recall past lives will significantly increase. You are completing karmic patterns, and for many, this lifetime marks a culmination. At this stage, the primary lesson for many souls is the yearning to live in peace and harmony on Earth. These souls are coming together to build a new Earth filled with beauty and potential. It's not necessary to remember every past life, only those relevant to the lessons you're currently navigating. Memories often flood in when you need insight into a specific area. As your understanding deepens, you may experience flashes of past lives, aligning like a string of pearls, revealing the sequence of your reincarnations. Various timeline healing techniques can help clear residual karma and trapped energy tied to those experiences. One of the greatest psychological barriers to overcome is the fear of failure, often rooted in memories of past lives where you believe you fell short of your mission. The channeler of this message has worked with hundreds of souls present during the fall of ancient civilizations, referred to in some texts as Atlantis, though we at Real World Channel remain skeptical of such claims, as we've explored in previous episodes. These souls often carry a deep-seated sense of powerlessness, feeling responsible for the destruction of their homeland. Many grapple with guilt and the need to forgive themselves repeatedly for their perceived role in those events. The collapse of advanced societies, as some sources describe, stems from a fundamental flaw in human consciousness, a concept we've touched on before in this series. This fall is tied to a traumatic experience so profound that humanity has gone to great lengths to avoid repeating it. However, refusing to confront the root cause perpetuates a cycle of societal collapse. The discomfort of these truths often gets buried in the subconscious, where many of you suppress parts of yourselves that feel responsible for this decline. Maintaining these fragmented aspects of the soul drains vital life force, leaving humanity without the energy to clear ancient karmic patterns. This energy depletion creates what we call the spiritual glass ceiling, a barrier that manifests as recurring events or circumstances that dismantle the success of civilizations. Some texts suggest external influences, like negative extraterrestrial interference or cosmic events, play a role. At Real World Channel, we approach such ideas with caution, as they often lack verifiable evidence, but we acknowledge the narratives exist in spiritual literature. Instead, we propose that humanity's collective complacency, resting on the laurels of prosperity, leads to stagnation, much like a pond that dries up when its waters cease to flow. The fear of facing these primal emotions has prevented most souls from achieving physical ascension, except for a rare few. Yet the act of confronting these feelings, separation, abandonment, allows lost soul fragments to reintegrate, restoring the energy needed to rise above lower world patterns and return to the path of ascension. Humanity stands at this crossroads once again. Thanks to divine orchestration, this time the story will unfold differently. Enough souls are ready and willing to transcend these ancient patterns, paving the way for a collective ascension, though many others are not yet prepared. In metaphysical studies, souls on Earth have discovered that their thoughts emit energy capable of shaping external reality. A simple example: nearly everything in the human world begins as an idea in the mind. Some metaphysicians take this further, suggesting all external reality is a projection of thought, and changing your thoughts can alter reality. While there's truth here, this oversimplification requires refinement. The channeler offers this law of creative thought. The quality of your thoughts determines your experience of reality. At humanity's current evolutionary stage, the natural world and higher realms are not direct products of human thought. While souls influence their external reality, much depends on the frequency of their thoughts, individual or collective. Individual thoughts shape personal timelines, while collective thoughts create shared ones. Only a few thousand souls currently possess the power to significantly impact collective timelines. When enough souls believe in something strongly, they create a dominant timeline, one that can override others and manifest in the physical world as part of a linear sequence of events. Given Earth's diversity, multiple realities can manifest simultaneously, each with distinct expressions. For example, a group of souls intensely focused on peace, radiating thoughts and emotions of harmony, can create a reality resembling the peaceful ideals of certain Earth religions. Conversely, a group fixated on conflict may find themselves mired in strife. Because humanity is ultimately one being, the thought patterns of different groups influence each other. A peaceful group directing their energy toward a conflicted region can have a profound positive impact, but the reverse is also true. The ability of negative forces to hinder humanity depends on how thoroughly souls have cleared their own negative thought patterns. This explains why some news stories captivate you while others don't. When you feel empathy and connect with others' experiences, it can spark compassionate action, a beautiful outcome. For instance, you might think, I understand how tough this is for John because I faced something similar years ago. You could share the steps you took to overcome that challenge, resonating with John's vibrational frequency without getting entangled in his drama. This detachment comes from having cleared your own negative patterns, reducing the risk of being pulled back into old wounds. Helping others, like John, stems from pure love and compassion, but also allows you to share a higher vibrational state, fostering mutual ascension. You don't need to be emotionally invested in their story, but you'll find joy in their response to your kindness. However, not every situation calls for your intervention. With someone like Sally, you might realize her struggles trigger you too intensely, indicating you haven't cleared enough of your own emotional baggage to help effectively. Or you may lack the relevant experience to guide her. In such cases, stepping back and referring her to a healer or therapist is wise. Knowing when to act and when to let things unfold is a key spiritual lesson. This balance extends to your relationship with spiritual guides. Some rely too heavily on their guides, while others ignore the freely offered assistance. Your human self needs help, whether from the divine, spiritual guides, or fellow humans, often all three at different stages. Learning to accept help when appropriate is essential. Imagine your friend stuck in quicksand. If you can't help, you'd seek someone with expertise, or call on inner courage and divine guidance. But if you're the one in quicksand, you might need to figure it out alone, taking responsibility for your actions and learning new ways to cope. Spiritual growth involves navigating three aspects of self: the human ego, the enlightened mind, and the ascended being. You may shift between these multiple times a day, depending on what's required. Daily tasks like paying bills occupy the human ego, while education and higher understanding engage the enlightened mind. Practices like meditation or visualization activate the ascended self. Overemphasizing ascension at the expense of human responsibilities is a temporary imbalance, but prioritizing activities that uplift and inspire will naturally align you with your higher self. The core of spiritual awakening lies in embracing your divine self, a limitless, creative spiritual being living in a material world. Your human self, though small, is integral, like a hand to the body. True transcendence means moving beyond identifying solely with the human ego. As the channeler says, it becomes a humble servant, faithfully carrying out the will of your divine self.